Hi everyone, I'm David Reeder, and we are off deck. Our guest today on the show is a seven-time world champion, the former world record holder, and still the American record holder in the women's 400 IM, one of the newest inductees into the Maryland Swimming Hall of Fame. That would be Katie Hoff. She joins us right now. Katie, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. So you've been retired for a couple years from swimming. You got married in 2015. So tell us, what have you been up to?
Oh my gosh, a lot. I've been doing a couple things. I actually just landed last night from Denver. So I'm very new to the Pier Bar corporate team. So I don't know if any swimmers have done that out there, but it's extremely humbling workout. You're holding positions that you're not meant to hold, and very, very excited. I'm going to be the franchise business manager for the Midwest. So just kind of getting my feet wet with that, and very, very excited. So.
Yeah. Well, so that's pretty cool. I want to talk about sort of your story over the past couple years and some of the work you've done with raising blood clot awareness. So you retired because of blood clots. What alerted you that something was wrong in the first place?
So initially it was at Nationals, well, that was 2014, the qualifier for World Championships. I basically landed and felt like kind of just some tightness in my chest. And then it very rapidly increased to stabbing pains in my side rib area. Enough that I only swam the prelims of the 100 free, and then I had to pull out of the meet. I don't know if people will remember that, but I remember it was first diagnosed as an intercostal strain, and I was extremely confused because I'm like, I've had some pulls and I've pulled through before and been fine. And fast forward to 7 weeks later, I was diagnosed with pulmonary embolism with the two blood clots in the bottom of my lungs and admitted to the hospital right after that. So I'm like, flying back from California to Miami probably wasn't the best idea. So yeah, I was very fortunate and very lucky. And then from there, I actually, that's also what I've been up to, partnered with Janssen and the National Blood Clot Alliance really gain some awareness. 100,000 people die each year, which is absolutely terrible. And I really could have been one of them. So right now I'm involved in their 100 Days of Blood Clot Awareness campaign, just to really get people asking questions and raise awareness, around blood clots.
Yeah. So how did it feel when you learned that that was going to stop you from swimming again?
It was devastating because, I just thought I was going to, well, now it's a joke, I feel, at Swimming World, but I was on a sabbatical, and then you guys announced my retirement, and I wasn't quite ready to retire. I just wanted to finish up school, and really kind of had the bug. I wanted to come back and go for Rio, and just really, really enjoy. I really didn't, as I was younger and growing up, it was so stressful, and I didn't really enjoy the process the way I wanted to, and so this was my chance to come back and do that, and I really, truly was. I was swimming well, and I was so excited, and to, it was kind of the first time in my career that I had been sidelined with, okay, like, your body is not going to let you do this. And, I did try after that. It's just the scar tissue that built up in my lungs. If you're not 100% lung capacity, it makes it very difficult to compete for an Olympic trials and Olympic games. So it took me some time, definitely wasn't what I expected, but, kind of the silver lining is, I moved to Chicago and, really found some great opportunity there. And, now I'm a part of this amazing campaign with Janssen to promote the blood thinner that I was on, Xarelto. So that's been the silver lining of it all.
Do you miss swimming?
I do in some ways, I don't in others. I do, obviously there's nothing like feeling, after a really hard practice and, normally probably Friday morning I'd be doing threshold, and when I hit a great threshold, not fun in the moment, but the high that you feel after that, it is, it's very, very hard to replicate. So I miss that. I do swim once or twice a week still. Certainly not intensely, but I can't run. I'm a total fish out of water. So
We know the
to get
feeling.
that cardio in, I've got to do it through swimming and no impact. So
Yeah. So how did you figure out that you could make a difference by promoting blood thinners and being involved with the National Blood Clot Alliance?
Yeah, so it's truly just starting. I started working with Janssen back in January, and so I really started learning a lot. I truly didn't, before this happened to me, I had no idea. I mean, I didn't ask the right questions. I didn't, really empower myself with that information. Of course, I'm thinking, oh, I'm young, I'm healthy, like blood clots, no way. So to have that information and then to be able to pass it on, we've done different tours, satellite media tours. Done a commercial, which was quite the experience. And really shared my story with people. So we have a website, treatmyclot.com. It's where people can go and understand my story. And I'm working with a NASCAR driver, Brian Vickers, which I will say selfishly, Janssen will donate to the National Blood Clot Alliance every time someone goes on. So that's also what I'm excited about, just to really send that message. Don't be me. Don't think, oh, I'm healthy, I'm active. It really can happen to anybody, and to be able to, maybe help one person to do that. That makes me feel pretty good. So.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about swimming. Since this is a swimming show after all, you're still the American record holder in the 400 IM. Maya Dorado just been missing that in Rio this summer. So
Yeah.
after 9 years since you've set that record at trials in '08, how does it feel to still hold that record?
Pretty surreal. A couple times. I mean, Beisel is one of my really good friends. Maya is amazing. So, even in 2012, and I just assumed it was going to be broken because those two athletes are so incredible. People outside of the water and swimmers in the water. So yeah, I actually didn't even know that. I assumed it had been broken. And then when someone told me that right after Rio, like, oh, it's still standing. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. I mean, it's awesome. That event is such a killer. So I mean, I'm sure someone will come along soon. Maybe even Katie Ledecky. My gosh, I watch her so in the 400 I am. I'm like, what can't this girl do? So it's an honor, but records are made to be broken. So it's one of those things that any of those girls, I know Maya's retired now, but you have to have some grit to you and some toughness to you. And normally 400 IMers are pretty good people. And I think that's almost my definition. If someone breaks my record and I'm like, wow, that person deserves that person works their butt off, then cool, and you can't just be talented and swim the 400 IM. So
Yeah.
I'm okay when it goes. I've let go of the attachment to it.
That's a tough race. Do you still pay attention to swimming at all during the Olympics and during big meets?
I do. I definitely, it's not as much as I used to. I mean, when I was swimming, I used to track every single thing, and I was one of those people. But, I'll see it from time to time. I still follow Swimming World, and, I follow my friends, but it's a little bit different now. A lot of my friends have retired. Schmitty and Beisel and, Felicia, and there's so many people that I really followed because they were my friends. So it's definitely a little less, but I still have my radar up, and, I watch the Olympics. So
Yeah. I was going to ask about Schmitty and Beisel just because they've been around so long, you've known them for so long, and they're
yeah.
team captains. Not necessarily the stars on the team that they once were, but they're team captains in Rio. So what was it like to see them in that role?
Oh my gosh, amazing. I mean, I'm not surprised. Obviously both of them are my really good friends, and I would expect that. They've been on the national team for, almost a decade. It's insane. I remember Beisel, her first one at Pan Pacs in 2006, just such a baby. So, to see that, it's pretty cool to see that come full circle. They're great leaders. I'm sure they were able to provide like a wealth of knowledge to the young ones. And I think, knowing from my experience being 15 on the Olympic team, it's really great to have that type of leadership in place so the young ones can learn and feel comfortable and, feel excited to be on the team. So.
Speaking of people you've known who were on the Olympic team, you knew Chase Kalish when he was pretty young, I would imagine. You swam with his sister. So how old was he when you met him, and what's it like seeing, him being now one of the best IMers in the world?
Oh my, it's so weird. Yeah, I remember being in his mom's minivan when he was 10 years old,
Wow.
and we were going to their summer pool, and he was just that like annoying kid that always asked so many questions and was just always bugging me and Courtney. I actually got to see Courtney and her mom. I went back this past weekend, 2 weekends ago, for the Hall of Fame induction, which was such a blast from the past. So yeah, it's been so fun to see Chase's, kind of rise to greatness, and obviously going to be pulling for him, this next time around to really clinch that gold. So
Yeah.
very weird.
Funny, 10 years old. So I was going to ask about the Hall of Fame. What did that mean to be inducted into the Maryland Swimming Hall of Fame and then to be there alongside Paul Yetter, who was your coach for so long?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was definitely an honor. It was fun to go back. I hadn't been, back at good old Meadowbrook in a while. Countless hours at that pool. So, yeah, to be able to be there and just kind of reflect back on my career, really thank Paul, thank my family. It was kind of some nice closure that I hadn't had before with my career, and seeing all the pictures and stuff, I was like, I almost got a little emotional. I tried not to, but it was, of course, an honor. You look at the list of people that get inducted, and it's great to be in that company.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Katie, we appreciate your time. Glad to hear everything's going well. Good luck with everything that's going on, and we'll talk to you down the line.
Sounds good. Thanks. Have a good one.
Yeah, that's Katie Hoff joining us today on Off Deck. Great to catch up with Katie. Thanks for watching today. I'm David Reeder. Have a great week.